The message arrived at 6:47 in the morning, just as Owen was tying his shoes to leave for his delivery route. He was 12 years old, very mature for his age, and had been delivering newspapers for 8 months to save up for a new bike. I watched him check his delivery bag twice, making sure every single newspaper was there. The message from my sister Juniper sat on my phone screen, cold and calculating. The family chat had been buzzing for weeks about the trip to the Aqua water park in Nuevo Vallarta. It was spring break, and all the cousins would be together. This was a tradition we had kept for 5 years, except this year, it seemed my son was not welcome. "Mom, I'm leaving now," Owen shouted from the door. "Be careful, sweetie. Send me a message when you're halfway done," I told him. He nodded and disappeared into the pre-dawn darkness. That child never complained. He never asked why his cousins got new game consoles while he collected coins in a jar. He never questioned why we lived in a small apartment while Juniper's family had a 5-bedroom house in a neighborhood outside the city. I picked up my phone and read the message again. The family chat had gone silent after Juniper's text. My mom hadn't replied. My brother Dexter didn't step in to defend us either. There was only silence, which somehow felt worse than if they had agreed with her. I opened my banking app. The number stared back at me, large and untouched. It was money from the settlement when my ex-husband's company bought my shares. I had kept the money a secret, living a simple life and teaching Owen the value of hard work and humility. Juniper assumed I was struggling to make ends meet as a freelance graphic designer. She had no idea. My fingers moved across the screen. I found the exclusive package at the Aqua park. It included a private cabana, animal encounters, a personal guide, priority access, reserved seats for shows, and a private session swimming with dolphins. The total for the luxury package during the spring break week was $280,000. I booked it and then replied in the family chat. "I understand. Owen and I will make our own plans. I hope you all have an amazing time." Juniper replied immediately. "I knew you'd understand. It's just that our kids have been planning to see specific attractions and shows for months, and you know how it is with different ages and interests." My mom then chimed in, "Maybe next year, when Owen is a little older." I didn't answer. I just forwarded the confirmation email for the exclusive package to my private account and went on with my morning. The week before spring break, Juniper posted constantly on social media. There were photos of her kids buying new swimsuits and videos of them watching tours of the park, planning their strategy to ride everything. Apparently, her husband Graham had gotten some kind of discount through his job, cheap tickets for the whole family. Owen noticed. "Mom, are Aunt Juniper and the cousins really going to the park without us?" I looked at my son, the boy who woke up at 5:30 every morning without a complaint, who had saved 2,170 pesos in 8 months, who never asked for anything. "We're going to go, sweetie, on different days, but we'll be there." His face lit up. "Really? If we can't afford it, I've been saving too, and you've worked so hard this year. You deserve something special." The night before our trip, I packed carefully. I had bought new clothes for both of us, nothing flashy, but good quality. Owen was surprised when I told him to take the week off from his delivery route. His supervisor understood and even seemed impressed that a 12-year-old boy was so dedicated. We flew to Puerto Vallarta on Monday morning. Juniper's family was planning to drive and arrive on Tuesday. My exclusive package included a pickup from the airport in a luxury SUV. Owen pressed his face against the window the whole way, watching Puerto Vallarta unfold before us. "Mom, this SUV is really nice." "It's part of the package, sweetie." He looked at me with questions in his eyes but didn't push. That was Owen, patient and trusting. Our hotel was near the marina, in a large room with an ocean view. Earlier, Juniper had posted about her hotel, a budget chain near a busy avenue. Owen explored every corner of our room with respect, but he was clearly amazed. On Tuesday morning, we arrived at the park before it opened. Our guide, a marine biologist named Astrid, met us at a private entrance. "Welcome. We have an incredible day planned for you two." She took us through areas most visitors never see. behind-the-scenes tours, internal animal care and training facilities, and private viewings before the crowds arrived. Owen asked Astrid a ton of questions, and she answered everyone with genuine enthusiasm. "Your son is exceptionally bright," Astrid told me while Owen watched trainers work with sea lions through a special window. We don't often see young people so truly interested in marine biology. Around 11 a.m., Astrid led us to our private cabana. It was perfectly located with a view of the main dolphin area, but separate from the general access zones. It had comfortable seats, a personal attendant, and first-class food. That's when I saw them. Juniper's family was walking through the crowd below. Her kids were already arguing about something, hot and tired. Graham was checking his phone, probably looking at wait times. Juniper was carrying shopping bags with a frustrated look on her face. They hadn't seen us yet. "Mom, is that Aunt Juniper?" Owen had spotted them too. "Yes, sweetie, let's give them some space. They're on their trip and we're on ours." Astrid returned with information about our private dolphin encounter scheduled for 2 p.m. "This is our most exclusive experience. You'll get in the water and work directly with the team. Most people have to book this a long time in advance." At 1:45, they gave us our gear in a private changing area. Astrid explained the safety procedures and introduced us to the team. Owen was buzzing with excitement. He asked if he could take pictures to show his friends from his paper route. The private encounter pool was visible from certain public viewpoints. I didn't plan it that way, but as we got into the water, I noticed Juniper's family had walked up to the railing. They were eating ice cream, taking a break between activities, and then Juniper saw us. I watched her expression change, first confusion, then recognition, and then something else entirely when she realized we weren't just at the park, but in the water with dolphins, with the staff working exclusively with us. Owen didn't notice a thing. He was completely focused on the dolphins swimming around him. A trainer was showing him hand signals and letting him participate directly. My son's face was pure happiness. Juniper grabbed Graham's arm and pointed. Her kids noticed next, pressing against the railing. I could see Juniper's lips moving, as if trying to understand how we were down there. Astrid was beside me in the water. "Your son has a natural talent. Look how calm he is. The dolphins respond to that energy," I said, loudly enough for my voice to carry. "He learned patience on his paper route. He gets up before sunrise every day, rain or shine, learning about responsibility." One of the trainers let Owen participate in a routine. The dolphin responded perfectly, and Owen laughed, the sound echoing across the pool. Juniper was already on her phone, probably texting me. I had left mine in the locker. Our experience lasted for an hour and a half. It included a private photo session, an educational component, and even a moment where Owen gave a signal and the dolphin performed it flawlessly. The team applauded. When we got out, soaking wet and happy, Astrid guided us toward the private changing rooms. We had to pass near the public area where Juniper was waiting. "How? What are you doing here?" she demanded. I handed Owen a towel. "We're having an amazing time. The exclusive experience has been spectacular." "Exclusive? You said you couldn't—" "No. If you look back at the family chat, you'll see I said that Owen and I were going to make our own plans. This is our plan." Graham was staring at the staff IDs that Astrid and the others were wearing. "This is the private encounter program," Astrid said with a professional smile, clearly sensing the tension. "It costs 280,000 pesos. It's one of our most exclusive experiences. Your sister-in-law booked it months in advance. She was lucky to get an opening during spring break." Juniper's kids started to complain, asking why Owen got to swim with dolphins. Graham was doing math in his head, comparing the cost to their entire trip's budget. "But you're a freelance designer," Juniper said. "You live in that apartment. Owen delivers newspapers." "Yes," I replied, my voice calm. "He delivers newspapers before sunrise every day because I'm teaching him that money isn't everything. But when you have it, you can choose to use it meaningfully. We live modestly because of our values, not because of our limitations." Owen came out of the changing room with his hair still damp, wearing an exclusive program t-shirt that came with the package. He saw his cousins and waved. "Hi, this place is incredible. Have you seen the sea lion show yet?" The oldest cousin mumbled something about the lines being too long. "We have reserved seats for the 4 p.m. show," Astrid said, checking her tablet. "Front row, private section. Would you like to head over now and meet the team?" "Yes, please." Owen was already walking away with Astrid, then he stopped. "Mom, are you coming?" "I'll catch up with you, sweetie." I started to follow them, but turned back to Juniper. "Your message said Owen wouldn't fit in, that your kids had been planning this for months, and that he simply didn't belong." I let the silence hang there. You were right. He doesn't fit in with entitlement. He fits in with people who work hard, stay humble, and appreciate what they have. "I didn't mean," Juniper started. "Yes, you did. You meant exactly what you said. You assumed that because we live simply and Owen works hard, we couldn't afford to be included. You made that decision for us." I adjusted my bag. "Owen will remember this trip for the rest of his life, not because of the money, but because he learned that effort and character are worth more than showing off. I hope your kids learn something valuable this week, too." Graham put his hand on Juniper's shoulder. As I walked away, I heard him say quietly, "I told you not to send that message." The rest of our day was spectacular. We watched the show from our reserved section, had a private encounter with sea lions, and ate dinner at the park's top restaurant, where the head chef came out to greet Owen and talk to him about sustainable fishing. Astrid stayed with us until the park closed, making sure every moment was perfect. On the way back to the hotel, Owen was quiet, processing everything. "Mom?" "Yes, sweetie. Aunt Juniper didn't want me to go on the family trip, did she?" I took a deep breath. "No, honey, she didn't. She thought we were something like being too poor." He was quiet for another moment. "But we're not poor." "No, we're not. But we don't need to prove that to anyone either. We live the way we do because I want you to understand that character and hard work matter more than impressing people." "Is that why you let me keep my paper route even though we don't need the money?" "Smart kid, yes. Because what you earn isn't the point. The discipline, the responsibility, the pride in doing something well, that's the point." "I like my route," he said, "even when it's cold." "I know, and that's why today was so special. Not because of the exclusive treatment, but because you've earned the right to enjoy something without guilt, because you know the value of effort. We spent the rest of the week using every part of our exclusive package. We saw Juniper's family twice more, once at an activity where they were in the general area while we were in the reserved section, and another time at a restaurant where they were waiting in a long line while we were seated immediately in a private area. Each time Juniper looked away. Her kids stared. Graham once gave me a nod, which could have been respect or pity. Owen never bragged or mentioned it to his cousins. He just enjoyed the experience with the same quiet gratitude he brought to everything. On our last day, Astrid gave Owen a certificate and a special album with photos from our encounters. "You are one of the most memorable guests we've ever had," she told him. "Your questions, your respect for the animals, your genuine enthusiasm. Keep your curiosity for marine biology." On the flight home, Owen studied every photo and read every educational card Astrid had given him. "Mom, thank you. This was the best trip ever." "You're welcome, sweetie. You deserved it." My phone had 43 unread messages. Most were from Juniper, shifting from confused to defensive, and then to something that sounded like an apology. A few were from my mom asking what was going on. One was from Dexter. "Heard about the park. Juniper's kids won't stop talking about Owen's exclusive experience. Next time, include the whole family." I didn't reply to any of them. When we got home, Owen asked if he could start his route again the next day. "So soon? Don't you want a few days to rest?" "The customers depend on me, Mom. I told them I'd only be gone for a week." That night, I updated my will, setting up a trust fund that Owen could access when he turned 25. It was money for college, for his future, for any dream he wanted to pursue. But until then, we would keep living in our modest apartment. He would keep delivering newspapers. We would continue to live by our values. Juniper's message, "Your son won't fit in at the Aqua Ventura's park," remained unanswered on my screen. She was right. He didn't fit in with her version of family. He fit into something better, with people who measured value by character, not by what they could show off. And I had never been prouder of that in my life. Owen got up at 5:30 the next morning, ready for his route. I made him breakfast and watched him head out into the dawn, responsible, humble, and kind. My phone buzzed. It was Juniper again. "Can we talk? I'm sorry, I was wrong. Maybe someday, but not today." Today, I was just grateful for my son, for his understanding of the value of hard work, for appreciating every gift, and for remaining kind even when others were not. That was worth more than any exclusive experience, no matter the cost.